evening, everyone. Welcome to Rumble Time. I am your host, Queen Gemini, and we got a few things to talk about in wrestling today. So, let's get started. Up first, let's keep DDP in our prayers. Um, he's been hospitalized. He had a heart scare. He had an AFib scare for this is his second one in 3 years. Now he did post yesterday. I did see on his page he posted a update video. He was looking in good spirits and he was looking in pretty good shape and everything. And he was doing stretches in the bed. He was doing his stretches, and I was like, Paige, ain't you supposed to be resting? I don't think you're supposed to be stretching, but I was glad to see that, he was, alert and he's doing he's still doing his thing, but, we just, want him to take it easy, follow the doctor's instructions, and we're praying for a speedy recovery. So keep him in prayer. Um, let's jump on into this. I ain't gonna stay on this too long, but I did say I was going to get some more details about the whole Roger Jackson and Psycho Stu incident. I'm going to say this. This is my opinion, in my opinion only. Everybody has their own opinion. I know a setup when I see one. And there's something that's just not right about this whole situation. And this is the reason why I say that. Okay, first of all, why are y'all drinking before an event? To why you gonna roll up on somebody just because you see this person and they got a cameraman with them, you just gonna roll up on them, hit him in the head with a beer bottle, and then talk junk, and then you find out he's not part of the show. Shouldn't you know this beforehand? So it's kind of like 50-50 when they want to place, they're trying to place all the blame on Jackson, but you can't do that. It's 50-50. But now I've seen some photos. I know what it looks like when someone's in ICU. If he took 20 blows, like they claim he took 20 blows, why this man ain't got no bruising to his face? Ain't nobody. He's up and he's alert. He's sitting up in the bed, alert and everything. There was a photo his family posted yesterday. He's sitting up, alert, the whole 9 yards. I don't see not one freaking bruise. Like, wait a minute. If he pounded you the way they say he pounded you, why ain't no bruising? Something ain't adding up. Now, yesterday his head was not bandaged up. Today there's a photo surfacing of him walking around. Now he's up walking around with his little IV pole and his head is bandaged up. I'm like, something is just not right. Something is not right about this whole situation. Now, I've seen different videos. I've seen one video where the guy that they say this is the guy that pulled Jackson off of him. He does his little interview with on some podcast. Yeah, he bust me upside the head, and he's just going on and on. And then he has the nerve enough to say, I want to fight Rampage. You want to fight who? Your best bet to be go find a Chucky doll and fight that than to go messing with Rampage. Now y'all getting a little bit out of hand. You talk on a podcast, but ain't nobody talking to the police. Make it make sense. If this is so much of an assault and an attack, and he just snapped, and he was trying to hurt him. He was trying to take him out. then how come ain't none of y'all talking to the police? Supposedly management told them, don't nobody say nothing to the police. Don't answer no questions, don't nothing. Something ain't adding up. Something is not adding up. Now the wrestler, um, I gotta find his name. But the wrestler, they said, that told Jackson to basically get his get back, give him a receipt, which is get your get back. He has been fired from the promotion and from his job. Yeah, it does sound shady because something is not adding up. It just don't. I just don't. Yeah, something ain't adding up with this whole situation. And there, what even makes it now? If this is another thing, if you done seen Jackson beat your friend supposedly within an inch of his life, he almost sent him to the upper room, according to y'all. Why you gonna try to run up on him? Well, not really run up on him. You gonna stand outside when his cameraman is trying to get. Come on, he's telling him, "Come on, let's go, let's go, let's just go, let's just go." And this little dude comes out. He got on a mask, and he's a buck 05 wet, and he run off at the mouth. And Jackson just told me, he was like, this ain't what basically this ain't what you want. You might want to go on. This ain't what you want. Yeah. Something is not adding up with this whole situation. And I'm like, Mark Henry has weighed in on it. Um, and he said that he blamed Stu. He was like, how is y'all drinking before the event? What is wrong with y'all? I'm like, okay, so I ain't the only one that thinks there's something wrong with that whole scenario right there. Now WWE has cut ties with, if I hope I'm saying the promotion correctly. If not, oh well at this point. But Knock X Pro Wrestling, WWE done cut ties with them over this. They was like, nope, can't do this. Now so far, I haven't seen I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything where Rikishi has, because he's the CEO of the promotion, and I have not seen him make a statement or nothing. So nothing has. We haven't heard a peep out of him. You will hear from him any other time about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with him. But now he's as quiet as a church mouse. Hmm. Yeah, make it make sense. So yeah, something is just not adding up about this whole situation. Because, like I said, for somebody to have supposedly taken the beating that he took, and you ain't got no bruising, no swelling to you took 20 some bruise. You. I have seen boxing matches where their face is is swole up for days. This happened Saturday. You gonna tell me by Wednesday all this swollen is just gone and all this stuff, and you was in ICU and everything, and the photo, yeah, yeah. I was born at night, not last night. I'm gonna keep an eye out for updates. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking scam too, cause or they trying to push do is a setup to get more attention to the promotion or something. I don't know what the whole reasoning behind this, but I'm gonna keep my eye out on updates and everything like that. Um, to and as more stuff comes out, I will keep you guys posted and let you know as I find out and get more details. But that's all I got so far on this. But like I said, it's just something ain't right with this whole situation. Let's talk NXT. Now, some of the matches I wasn't paying attention to because they didn't catch my attention. But Ricky Starks there was a number one contenders match, and Ricky Starks won. You know, he won it, and he's gonna face Oba at No Mercy, which is NXT's next PLE. I will get a date and all that good stuff. Um, it was interesting. They were standing there, they was going back and forth, exchange of words, the whole 9 yards. And Ricky, he just, I'm gonna take that tail, and he was going on. I was like, you didn't see what he did to Javon. I love Javon, but he threw him over that top rope like he was a rag doll. Honey, you are shorter and you little too. He been through you too. Lord bless your heart. Ain't nothing wrong with trying. But they're going back and forth, and then here comes Dark State. You know, the bootleg version of the Shield. That one little dude, I guess he's supposed to be the spokesman. They need to stop letting him talk because his voice just irks my soul. I'm like, oh, just don't talk. Don't do nothing. Ooh, just hearing you just, ugh. Ooh. So they was running off at the mouth. Then they decided they gonna go down there and jump on them, honey. I was like, oh, y'all just think y'all just the ugh. Well, they thought they was just gonna do whatever they want to do, but Hank and Tank said, oh no, no, this ain't what we're doing. They came down there and hit that ring, and it was on, honey. Hank, Tank, Ricky, and Oba cleared that ring. I said, now see, that's what I'm talking about. Show them who boss. So for next week, we gonna have a eight man tag. We're gonna have Dark State facing Oba, Ricky, Hank, and Tank. So y'all already know who I'm rooting for. So I'm that's gonna be a good match. I can't wait for Tuesday. Then, oh, this was hilarious. Okay, Kalani Jordan faced Blake Monroe. See, this is why you're supposed to be paying attention to your match. You don't worry about what's out going on outside. Jordan Grace comes down there, right? And instead of Blake paying attention to what's going on, she gonna jump out the ring and trying to make a run for it. I'm like, no, no, that ain't what you do. You know what? Go ahead, girl. You think you got this going. She tried to run for an exit door, and the daggone door was chained. She couldn't get Jordan done rolled up on her. She didn't hit her, didn't touch her. She said, you got a match. I think you better go on back to that ring. She pointed at the ring. Go on back now. Handle your business. She finally went back to the ring. But you too focused on Jordan. Kalani did her thing. She hit that moonsault on that girl and got that 1, 2, 3. I said, see, this is what happens when you more worried about. See, if you just focused on what you was doing instead of not worrying about her. Now, if she had came on up in there and interfered, that'd have been something different because that'd have been on her and that would have got you a win, But now you too busy trying to make runs for it and it didn't even work. You done hit a daggone door that was locked. Bless her little heart. Let's see. Oh, Tyra May Steele had a match against Alba Fry. I said, now if she loses to her, I ain't gonna be no more good. But she did get the win. Yes, she got the win. But after the win, of course, all here come Piper Nevins, Chelsea, and Ethan Page, and what's his name? Oh, the little dude that's with Tyra. Dang, I can't. Tavon. he need to learn how to fight. He need to learn how to fight. I need him to learn how to fight or something. Cause y'all getting beat down every week and y'all are Olympic gold medalists. Y'all need to step up y'all game. Well, I don't appreciate none of this now. Yeah, you need to come up with an equalizer, a better plan, or something. Duct tape somebody to a pole or something, because this is starting to get annoying now. Now, the main event. Now, I'm still trying to learn who's who with NXT because, sometimes I do end up missing the show, but I got to get better with that because sometimes I just be out of it. Uh, Hold on just one sec. But when I say that main event, I was impressed. I really was impressed. Um, Now we had Fatal Influence. Okay, let me see if I can get these names right now. JC Jane, who is the NXT Women's Champion. Jasmine Nix and Fallon Henley. Now they was backstage and they was talking about the speed. Somehow the speed title came up because I think one of them, I think is Jasmine, is in a qualifying match for the speed title. WWE has these speed titles, one for the women, one for the men. They're going to now the speed champions are now on NXT, and those titles, speed titles, will be defended at No Mercy. So they're going to do like a little set of matches to determine who will face the champion at No Mercy. Okay, so Jasmine was like, "I'm gonna bring home gold. I'm gonna bring gold to the team." And Jason just kind of, "You ain't gonna bring home nothing. If anybody's gonna bring home gold, it will be Fallon." And I was like, "Oh, that is rude." And you said that to that girl's face, and you got to go out there and have a tag match with her. Are you high? You shouldn't make mad. Yeah, you don't make mad somebody you got tagged with, but I'm just saying. I'm like, this is not going to end well. Now, they was facing Lola Vice, so Ruka, and I believe if I gotta double check on this, but I think Saruka is the speed champion because she's holding two belts. And I think she's the speed champion. One of her belts is for the speed title. And Zaria. Now, I hope I got that right. I think I got that right. I gotta learn who's who. I really do. But, honey, when I say Fatal Influence fell apart, they fell apart. They fell apart. And they honey end up knocking each other out. And honey, Lola. Now Lola will face JC at No Mercy for the NXT Women's title. And she rolled her right on up and got that 1, 2, 3. I'm like, she better win at No Mercy. Y'all better put that title on that girl. She done had 2 wins in a row, back to back. Don't y'all mess over my girl like that. But yeah, Lola, Saruka, and Zaria, they pulled that off. They pulled that win off. I was highly impressed with them. Um And of course, Booker T down there. Lola is a solo. She don't need. She's not. She don't need no tag team. I was like, be quiet. We didn't ask you. We want to see this. We did not ask you for your opinion. So it ended. I liked how NXT ended. Hey, it was, just like with it. You have your you gonna have your highs and you gonna have your lows, and they had some good spots in there, and I pulled ones that I found very interesting, and I can't wait to see what happens for next week. Whoo, let's see. Up next, Raw. Yeah, we got to talk about Raw because, honey, there is going to be a new start time for Raw. Okay. Now September the 1st, Raw will air at 2 p.m. and that's because they're in Paris. So they have that 2 p.m. start time. Now, for September the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th, Raw will have an early start. It will start at 7 p.m. Now, Netflix wants to see how the show performs at an earlier time against Monday Night Football. So this is gonna be interesting to see how this works out. So for for the next September the 1st, 2 p.m. Then the 15th, 22nd, 29th, Raw starts at 7. Speaking of football, y'all get a load of this. Seth Rollins is set to be a popular guest host on Good Morning Football for the 2025 NFL season. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Now, if you don't want to see Seth, which nobody does, and you want to hear about your favorite teams, this is where you can tune in and get all the information on your favorite teams. E, I couldn't hear you. Okay, I need you to tell them where they can tune in.
You guys can find that on several of your outlets for podcasts, because I do believe they have a podcast they do, but also you'll be able to find Good Morning Football on NFL Network. That is the NFL Network. That's usually where you will find Good Morning Football, obviously in the mornings, particularly on days after game day. So you can find Good Morning Football on the NFL Network. I do believe you actually will get NFL Network with your NFL Plus package if you have that. Or also, if you're a Verizon customer, I believe you get NFL Network as well. Of course, if you got Sirius XM on satellite radio, you'll get the radio version of Good Morning Football.
Okay, now I need you to tell them where to for the sports show.
Yeah,
When-
and other news related to that, you can find that on our sports show, which is the Guru Sports Session. We do that at 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. That's 9 p.m. Wednesdays for the Guru Sports Session. You can also check into the Guru's Perspective, hosted by my partner, Cram Hugh Lee. You will find that show usually on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. So that's the Guru's Perspective and the Guru Sports Session. Tuesday, 7 p.m. for Perspective, 9 p.m. for the Guru Sports Session. Thank you much.
okay, guys, so remember the Guru Sports Show. Okay, up next, y'all get a load of this. The U.S. we got to step up our game. We really got to step up our game because, honey, Clash in Paris. Woo wee! Honey, that show Sunday is gonna be packed. As of today, there is only 843 tickets left. So whatever they sold today, which ain't no telling, I'm gonna see if I can find out. But if you count today, tomorrow, it's I'm if they and if there's anything left Sunday, you know, sometimes I know here sometimes you're still able to get tickets on the day of the event up to a certain point. That place they gonna sell out. They gonna be off the chain. They gonna I can't wait for Sunday. I can't wait for Sunday because, honey, so far they whole tour overseas has, yeah, those crowds have not been playing. The U.S. gonna have to step up their game. I'm telling you, they making us look bad. They making us look bad. Okay, now we posed a question last week, and the question was, who should be the next women's world champion? Now, just from looking how things is going, I think I mentioned this Tuesday. It looks like SmackDown doing their thing, NXT doing their thing, so Raw is gonna focus on Raw and their title. Here's the scenario. What if, remember, Io was supposed to have a title match. She didn't get her title match because that's when they made the first announcement that Naomi was not medically clear to compete. And that's when, everybody was like, well, what's going on? So what if they decide to what if they decide to do Io versus Stephanie? Okay? And the twist is, now we know the whole friction that's going on between Io and Oscar. Okay, I'm trying to get this all lined up. So what if Oscar interferes and cost her the title? And that'll set off their little feud thing. That'll take them into their feud and everything because she done cost Io the title. And then Stephanie goes on to be champion. Now, that'd be a good way to do this. Now, as far as who I would like to see is the next champion, I would like to see Stephanie. I enjoyed watching her. She was the NXT Women's Champion, and I enjoyed watching her. I enjoyed her matches. I enjoyed the match between her and Io. before it had got interrupted and all that. It was a really good match. And I was like, no, who is going to win? Because I'm like, okay, I got Io and I got Stephanie, and I like both of them, and both of them are really, really good. And then, it got interrupted, and I was so mad and disappointed. And I'm like, okay, so what if we get that? I would like to see, Stephanie have a title run because you know, I love Rhea, but Rhea's done had the title. Let's have some new blood, okay? Let's have some, let's shake things up. And she has no problem defending her title at all. She showed that in NXT. So I mean, down the line, you can put the title back on Rhea, but let's give Stephanie a run. So, who you think should be the next women's champion?
All right, I gave it some thought. Part of the thinking was how I want to see it go down, and part of the thinking was who I want to see. Now, personally, who do I think they're gonna make the next women's champion? I'm gonna be honest. I think we're gonna get a retread, and I think that retread will be this lady here, Rhea Ripley. Not what I want. Wouldn't be completely mad, but not what I want. Much like you, I do want to see some new blood get the title. Now, in an ideal world, if I could be the GM, I would love to see a gauntlet match on SmackDown and then a following gauntlet match on Raw and have 5-5, and whoever win the gauntlet match on SmackDown takes on the winner of the gauntlet match on Raw. And then the following week on Raw, they had that championship match. I think that'd be awesome. They'd never do it, but I'd love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, I know it ain't gonna go down that way, but who would I like to see be the champion? Some new blood? I'm going with this lady right here. Lyra Valkyria. She got the skills, she got
Yeah.
the look, and she can talk the talk. And I would love to see that because then there's several options they can go. They can have her, of course, fight with Becky Lynch. They can have her fight with Bayley. They got a few options they can go. They can bring some of the NXT people, her and Rosie Perez. They can get it back in. It's a lot of good routes they could go after that. But that's who I would like to see win the championship. Now,
Uh-huh.
who I want to not win it is one of these two people. Because one, you have not earned it, boo. Sorry.
Right.
We love the
Right.
way your body look. You look the part, but you don't act the part. Your
Mm-hmm.
wrestling is just very, very subpar. And your talking skills as well.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the temptation will always be there to make the queen a champion yet again and eventually have her catch up with the record of her father and so on and so forth. No. At some
Mm-hmm.
point, she will be champion again. We all know it. But
Yeah.
not now. Not now.
Right.
That's
Right.
somebody new habit for a time. So
Right.
I'm going with Lyra Valkyria.
Okay. 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 That's a good choice. I mean, it won't happen right now because I think they're going to put her in a program with Bailey because on the last two rows, we've been seeing Bailey, and honey, them voices been talking to Bailey, and Bailey just don't know what she want to do, and I'm like, oh Lord, she channeling that inner Gemini. Bailey, the Bailey gonna go back to being a heel. So I don't know how this is gonna play out. But I do know Adam Pierce did tell Stephanie that she is, she earned her title shot. It is guaranteed. So she ain't got to worry about that. He just needs to get it. He just needed 1 week to get her opponent together, to get everything lined up, and she will have her title match. So how he gonna do this? I don't know. I don't have too much faith in him because he just. Yeah, no, we don't need her as no. Yeah, let her stay over there on NXT. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's gonna be interesting. Now, if he does do that whole thing with, if they do decide to do the whole thing with and bring, since EO did not get her shot, you and EO go. I mean, yeah, you and EO and Stephanie. That's what I'm trying to say. EO and Stephanie go at it. That I would enjoy to see. Oh, I would love to see that because, like I said, they was facing, that match between them was awesome. And then here come the interference. Like, wait a minute, what? Who? When? Where? How? Why are we doing this? I'm like, you messed up a totally good match. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how this plays out. Hopefully, Pierce won't drop the ball on this. We can only hope. So now, what should the question for next week be? Hmm. 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 Let me think. Let me think for a moment. What should the question for next week be? I know what we're gonna do. I know what we're gonna do. I know what we're gonna do for next week. It's not a question. It's gonna be book your dream match. That's what it's gonna be for next week. Actually, book two, past and present. Past and present. Who would you have liked to see face off? Past wrestlers, retired wrestlers. It can be even those that's gone on to the upper room, you know, when they was in their prime. And then a present day. What would be a good matchup? So for next week, for next Thursday, we are going to talk about our dream matches. Yeah, past and present. That'd be fun. I'm excited for that one because I'm gonna pull out.
Yeah, I got to
I got,
join you for that part.
huh?
I got to join you next week for that part.
Yeah, I got two in my head. I got two. Mm, I got two that I'm gonna probably have to give some background because some folks might be like, "Who is she talking about?" is is them real people? Be like my son when I say wrestlers from back in the day. He would look at me and be like, "Is this somebody you done made up?" Or, no, they're a real person. And he would always be, "Are you sure?" So I got a couple ideas. I got a couple ideas. I got a couple ideas. But I'm gonna I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna close out with this because this is, and I'm gonna need your opinion on this. E, you remember Austin Theory? Bless his little heart. He got
Yeah, I
he
remember
got
him.
he got injured. He got injured back here in July, around July.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what they was planning on doing, the whole A Town Down,
Mm-hmm.
him and Grayson Waller.
Mm-hmm.
The plan was them two was gonna start feuding.
Yeah.
Okay. We
Yeah.
already saw it coming. The
Right.
writing was on the wall.
Right.
Now, he's been injured. But before he got injured, there was a couple of things that happened that I don't even know if the boy is gonna be able to come back from.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
Cause and well let me this is I kind of felt, well, no, I didn't feel bad for him. I didn't, because didn't nobody tell him to go out there. That's what he get. Um, when he was, when Vince was in charge, Vince was really pushing him.
Right.
We all could tell it. We could all see the writing on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Especially when he got added to that elimination chamber, and
Mm-hmm.
Brock Lesnar beat him like he owed him money. I was like, now that was one time I was so proud of Brock.
Yeah.
Because he did not really need it. He should not have been a part of it.
No.
And Brock was like, "Oh, I got something for you." Yeah. So, mm, now he came out on Roman, and that was a big mistake. One, that was
Mm-hmm.
the first mistake. And
Mm-hmm.
Roman said, and I remember this, and I was like, dude, I don't know if you're gonna be able to come back from that. He told him, he said, "Your daddy is not here anymore." I was like, "Oh, dude, dude," and he's just standing there looking like, "Oh, dang, I didn't know he was gonna say that."
Yeah, some of them promos, they kind of, yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, ooh, ooh, this ain't looking good for you."
Mm.
Then, he don't learn from that. Then he decides to come out on John Cena, and that's when John was still lovable before that whole switch up thing.
Right.
And
Right.
that's
Right.
when we discovered John had that bald spot, right? And I was like, with the amount of money you got, you can get you some hair plugs.
Indeed.
I'm glad he listened. But when John said this, I was like, that's it. That's it. And this is when they put him with Waller. Right
Mm.
after this,
Mm-hmm.
John said, I would so much rather be bald than have them pipe in fake crowd music for my matches because nobody cares. I remember that. I saw it. I
Oh.
saw it when I saw it when
Oh.
he said it. I,
Damn.
I when he said it, I just lowered my head and I was like, mm, mm.
Me myself, I say when you bring him back, put him on over there with the junior circuit. Keep him in NXT.
That's what I'm thinking. Cause at this point, this is not looking good for him.
He ain't ready for the big boy table. He need to build
After
an audience.
this, right after this happened, that not long. That's when they start pairing him up with Waller and all that good stuff, and and Waller has moved on. Waller is now hanging around the New Day and stuff, which
Waller's a better wrestler than him anyway.
I don't know if that's a good thing or what.
Yeah.
But Waller, really, usually when they have a program like that where they're breaking up a tag team, they're going to face each other. Usually, the other if somebody gets injured, the other one usually they're like, okay, we don't know what to do with you. They're on the sideline or something like that. Waller didn't skip a beat. He just went on. As much as he gets on my nerves, hey, he went on and started hanging up under the New Day. Like,
Mm, mm, mm,
I can hang with y'all. I could be one of y'all.
mm.
I could be part of the team. And I was like, you forgot about your little friend, didn't you? Guess he said, I need a paycheck.
Got somebody checking in there, Queen.
Hey, Coach Vincent.
What up, Coach?
So I don't know what they're gonna do with that boy, little boy. I'm thinking like you. Maybe they should they got him on the injured list. There's no word about what his injury is or how long he's going to be out. So I'm thinking if he comes back, yeah, ship him on over there to NXT.
Yeah, let him build an audience because he been there all that time. He still ain't did it. Like I said, if they
He,
literally had to cry. I mean, because John has told the truth. If they doing that, then yeah, you ain't quite
yeah,
where you need to be.
yeah. Let him. You know what they can do too? Let him be back in NXT and let him do some stuff with Triple A.
Yeah,
Maybe he can get him a fan base. Because I think what turned a lot of folks against him was when everybody saw he was a Vince guy.
mm,
That Vince was putting so much energy into him
right.
and everything. And Vince was basically just, he wasn't hiding it. He wasn't trying to sugarcoat it. He was handing him stuff on a silver platter.
Mm.
And I think that's what turned a lot of people off from him.
And I don't
So,
think he was necessarily a locker room favorite either.
right. So it did not help him at all. That really hurt him. So, yeah, that's what. Because I'm like, I just happened to think about him because I'm like, wait a minute, we ain't seen him in a month of Sundays. There we go. And then I happened,
Excellent.
let me do some research and see where this poor child went to. And yeah, he has an injury. Bless his little heart.
Yeah, before I
So
check out, one quick thing. For those of y'all who follow Queen Gemini over there on the Tick and Talk, please come check out the show here and let us know how you like it and comment and post and reshare and all that good stuff. We appreciate you.
we
Amen.
sure do. So we just have to see what happens with poor little Theory. Oh, well, let's see. I think I uncovered everything that I wanted to cover for tonight. So this has been fun. Okay, so remember, next week, dream matches past and present. Again, oh yeah, Raw, Monday, September the 1st, 2 p.m. showing. 2 p.m. Okay? Okay. So, um, yeah, this is going yeah, this is gonna be so much fun. Cause like I said, I got to in my I gotta decide how I want to do. Ooh. Okay, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna have to sit down and try to map this out of how I want to do this. Um, yeah. And it could be a tag team as well. If you want to see a dream tag team match, um, past or present, it don't necessarily have to be singles. You know, whatever dream match that comes to your lovely little man. Hey, we're gonna go with it. Okay, so I thank you. I appreciate everybody that has chimed in, has popped in, and I thank everybody that's gonna see this in replay. And I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Oh yeah, and remember that Sunday is Clash in Paris. Woo, I am so excited for this. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. I have a feeling this is gonna be a good paper, a PLE, not paper, PLE. Let me call it what they call it now. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend. And I will see you guys later.